It's the Emmett Blackwell Show, searching the web for the most creative, intriguing, and captivating people in the world.
Welcome once again to the Emmett Blackwell Show. Before we begin, I would like to thank you all for listening. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this podcast. On this episode, I have the Eddie T Band. The band consists of Eddie, Rick Dawson, and Marty Wirth. They have performed at countless gigs from Michigan all the way down to Nashville. Along with their amazing music, the founder, Eddie Tabit, is a member of the NSAI, the Nashville Songwriters Association. They achieved the 2018 Josie Award, as well as many others. We are very pleased to have the Eddie T Band on the show. So without any further ado, let's begin. All right, so how are you guys doing tonight?
Good. How you doing?
Good.
Well, I'm definitely glad to hear that. So now you guys are a native Michigan band. When did you decide to form the Eddie T Band? Eddie?
Well, it started, I was a songwriter, and I submitted some songs to some, placement things, and we ended up becoming finalists in the Dream Talent Search, and I didn't have a band. And I knew Rick from another local band, and he said he would be on board to kind of go to this award show and help out and perform. And I worked with a bass player that I had worked with in the past, and he jumped on board. And we went out and we placed third in this contest, and then we come home and we decided to enter another local pretty big contest, and we ended up becoming a finalist in that. And next thing you know, we took second in that, and then we come home and we're like, all right, well, we're a pretty good band. What do we do? And so I own my own recording studio, so we ended up doing a record, and the record even hasn't been released yet, but at least 4 to 6 songs on the record are already on radio, internet radio, and the single is out on FM radio. So, so here we are.
Wow, that's impressive. And congratulations on you guys' accomplishments. Now, who has inspired your music? And I'm going to ask this to Marty.
We pull our influences from a lot of different genres, mostly rock and roll, but now we're starting to mature into the country scene with influences like Jason Aldean, Brantley Gilbert, still keeping with our roots of Johnny Cash and Hank Jr., and our rock influences, Bon Jovi and Kiss.
Oh, yeah. Actually, I love Kiss, and Bon Jovi, It's My Life, was actually our high school theme song, so I kind of dated myself there. But anyhow, so now you are all the member of the NSAI, which stands for the Nashville Songwriters Association International. Would you care to tell us a little bit about that, Eddie?
The Nashville Songwriting Association is a great organization. I belonged to it for over the last year. They're a great resource for any independent artist who's breaking into the scene, especially if you're, I don't want to say just a country artist, because Nashville's become, music city, so there's a lot of rock bands, R&B, stuff like that coming out of Nashville. But they're definitely a great resource for anybody who's up and coming in the industry. They have mentors, co-writing sessions, songwriting, sessions in the round. They do special events at like the Bluebird Cafe, where you can showcase yourself, and they're basically just a really good resource to bounce off of. A lot of artists are doing things by themselves, and they don't have anybody to really collaborate or bounce ideas off of. So they're a great resource for that if, you're having trouble with a bridge or a chorus on a song or whatever. You can call them up and submit an email and say, hey, I'm having trouble with this, and they'll guide you in the right direction. So they're definitely a great organization for anybody who's an up-and-coming artist.
Oh, yeah. I can definitely imagine, especially when it comes to writer's block. I mean, I talked to a whole bunch of independent authors, and they hit writer's block every once in a while, and it's nice to have somebody to bounce ideas off of. Now, if it's one thing I've known about bands, is that when you accomplish things, it can show a lot about your camaraderie that you have between your band, but it also shows your credentials in the industry. So now, what awards have you received? And I'm going to ask this to Rick.
Yeah, we won the 2018 Josie Awards for Entertainer of the Year, which is like a Grammy Awards but for the independent record labels and artists. And 2018 Duo of the Year with Sophie Noel, and nominated for like 5 Kickmo Awards. And several other awards that for independent record or actually radio stations that were out there.
Wow, that's incredible. I mean, you guys have really gotten the ball rolling on this. One of my first songs I ever heard from you guys was Homage, and it took me back to my high school days driving down the back roads of Michigan. Now, what has inspired this song, Eddie? I mean, this thing is like an anthem.
The inspiration behind this song was basically we were sitting one day with just an acoustic and was playing around with how many song titles can we put in a chorus of a song. Because anybody who listens to the song, if you pay attention to the chorus, it's basically telling a story with the names of other songs. The whole song is to pay homage to the artists before us and the ones that inspired us and to create. And I mean, you got we're talking about She's Country with Jason Aldean and Backwoods with Justin Moore, and we mentioned Bob Ritchie, who is Kid Rock in Florida Georgia Line. So it's kind of tongue-in-cheek, but it's just a good fun summertime song. All I know is when I play it in the car, it makes me drive fast. So hopefully it makes everybody else feel the same way. But it's basically a tongue-in-cheek song paying homage to the country artists before us that have inspired us.
Yeah, well, I hope nobody's driving right now. If you are driving, folks, definitely, slow it down. Take your foot off of that pedal there. We're going to take a listen to Homage by the Eddie T Band.
My FM dial through these cornfield roads where nobody knows. Country music drives me wild. Love them songs about pickup trucks, Dixie cups, partying all night long. A fine piece of real estate with a Georgia plate to be a girl in a country song. We're cranking, she's country, doing the honky-tonk stomp out in the backwoods where she shakes it for me. When I be down by the riverbank, baiting the hook with Bob Ritchie, just smoking some weed. Meet me in a little big town, jamming to some Zac Brown, must be 100 degrees. I'm just sitting here at the Fort of Georgia line with my radio in a country state of mind. Got Miranda at the baggage claim, and Blake's with a neon light, and Kenny's in Mexico with all his bros. All American kids just ride. We're cranking, she's country, doing the honky-tonk stomp out in the backwoods where she shakes it for me. When I be down by the riverbank, baiting the hook Richie just smoking some weed. Meet me in the little big town, jamming to some Jack Brown. Must be 100 degrees. I'm just sitting here at the Florida Georgia line with my radio in a country state of mind. Yeah, country state of mind. Out on these backcountry roads, flipping through my FM dial, through these cornfield roads where nobody knows. Country music drives me wild. We're cranking, she's country, doing a honky tonk stomp out in the backwoods where she shakes it for me. Well, I'll be down by the river bank, baiting the hook with Bob Richie, just smoking some weed. Who made me in a little big town, jamming to some Zac Brown. Must be 100 degrees. I'm just sitting here at the Florida Georgia line with my radio in a country state of mind. Yeah, country state of mind. Ow.
All right, now we are back and talk about an amazing anthem of a rock song. Very well done. So now, if it's one thing I've learned about looking for good bands, it's that if they can't carry a strong bar gig, then they can't handle a large stage. What are some of the bars that you guys have played, and can you remember any of them? Marty?
Oh, you bet. We've had a lot of fun gigging out lately. A lot of local clubs we've played have been places like Hitchin' Post, Cobblestone, Derailed. Fun place to play for us. We like the Twisted Bull out in Grand Rapids. It's a lot of fun. Strong cowboy theme out there. A lot of cowboy hats. They've even got the mechanical bull for the brave. Love it out there. Not too long ago, we just opened for Rodney Atkins at the Buick City Event Center. That was a fun gig. So, yeah, places like that.
Well, like I said before, and I'll say it again, you guys are an amazing band. Where did you guys all meet? You guys can each kind of tell me your own story.
Well, it's funny because we traveled in a lot of the same circles.
Yeah, me and Eddie actually went to school together back in the 80s.
And I'm the guy that has, I was born and raised in California and lived in New York City and then upstate New York and Pennsylvania and Tennessee, out there in Gatlinburg, Pennsylvania, Pigeon Forge. And now I've been living up over here and making my networking with a lot of musicians over here. And, of course, I was playing with a band, and he knew Ed, and they were doing some recording together, and I came in, and he was needing somebody to help him with some project, and that's how I got involved with you guys, with these guys.
Yeah, we actually, when we first started out, I was playing the drums and lead singing, and we had a bass player, and we were going back and forth with, doing trips to Nashville and stuff like that, and he ended up meeting a girl that we did an interview with on the radio. She was a DJ for an internet radio station, and they ended up falling in love, and he ended up deciding that he wanted to get out of the country music business, and him and her just took off and moved to Utah. And luckily for me, I'm a multi-instrumentalist. I can play at least 4 different instruments, 5 different instruments, and so the natural progression was for me to just jump out front and play bass and fill his spot, which actually worked out better for us because that brought me out to the forefront. And then Marty came in the picture and started playing drums, and it was just a natural progression. So yeah, and it's weird. the talent level, because we've only been together about 2.5 years, and we've only been together for a couple months with Marty on drums, and the attitude in the band is a lot better. The energy in the band is a lot better, and it's just going to progress from there.
Wow. Honestly, it's pretty incredible to me when I see that you guys have really come together as a team and really produced some amazing music, no matter what instruments you're playing. It's incredible to me. So now, as I mentioned before, I'm also from Michigan, and when I heard your song Flintown, it reminded me of the resilience of not only Flint, but the entire state of Michigan. Now, what experiences were you drawing on when you wrote this song, Eddie?
When I wrote Flintown, it was right at the beginning of the water crisis. Fortunately for me, I live east of Flint, and I didn't have to deal with it personally, but I know a lot of friends that have, and it seems like, they were going through, and still are, going through, outrageous water bills. They still want them to pay their water bill, even though they can't even drink the water, and it's dangerous for them to take a shower. And, and we've been getting help from celebrities and this and that, but, the political climate in the city is, I don't know, it's not doing much to help. And thankfully, they're getting a lot of help through outside resources. When I wrote the song, it was right at the beginning of the crisis, and not too many people were speaking out about it at that time because it had just started. And I was at home going, I don't know what I can do to help except through my music. And hopefully the song, resonates. When we released it, it got a little bit of attention, but it addresses the fact that you can't drink the water, and it's dangerous to take a shower, and and in the meantime, the city wants them to still pay these outrageous bills, and they've done minimal to fix the problem. So hopefully the song brings some attention to the resilience of the people in Flint, and how they've stood up to what's going on, and hopefully the situation gets better, and hopefully the song can draw attention to solving the problem.
Yeah, I totally understand, and it is an incredible song, and I'm sure it's going to catch a lot of ears. We're going to listen to Flintown by the Eddie T Band.
Turned on the news today, couldn't believe what I heard them say. Well, my hometown is falling apart. We know it's bad out on the street, but this one here is the bittersweet. It's the simplest thing that's killing us all. How do I tell my little daughter? No, baby, you can't drink the water. And won't you tell me what are we gonna do now? When everything we had that was good is slowly running out. We live our lives day by day, get down on my knees and pray. What are we gonna do now? Here in Flintown. Political smiles and apologies, that don't mean nothing to me. Look what you did, brought us to the brink. We should be scared of the crime, scared of the guns. I never thought this would be the one. The killer's right here at my kitchen sink. Won't you tell that young man in that hospital room, explain to him why he ain't coming home too soon? And what are we gonna do now, when everything we had that was good is slowly running out? We live our lives day by day and get down on my knees and pray. What are we gonna do now? Here in Flintown, here in Flintown. Won't you tell me what are we gonna do now, when everything we had that was good is slowly running out?
Wow, and we are back. Talk about a touching ballad, one that really shows the resilience of the people in Flint and what they've been going through. So now, what are your plans for the future of the Eddie T Band? Any shows coming up this summer, Eddie?
Our future plans include we're going to be making a trip down to Nashville in June, I believe, for CMA Fest. We played last year. It was an awesome time. We don't really play in the, of course, everybody wants to play the big stage, and we got our application in just like everybody else. But we're having a lot of fun, traveling up and down Music Row. We go down there during CMA week, and we do some stints at Belcourt Taps and Tin Roof. And we had the honor to play Bobby's Idol Hour last year before it closed. And that was a good time. And we're going to continue to record and possibly tour this year. We've got a ton of material that we want to put out. We just did another collaboration with Sophie Noel, a new single called Reflection that will be out shortly. And then we will be heading down to Dollywood in September for the 2019 Josie Awards. All the previous winners were invited to come back this year for a special presentation that Josie's putting on, and we're proud to be part of that. And hopefully, with any luck, we can get nominated for another award. And so keep your fingers crossed. But yeah, continue with our work with Nashville Entertainment Weekly Records. Big shout out to TJ Cates and Jill Santabanez. We're going to continue to work with them and get more exposure in Nashville, and probably do a Midwest tour, hopefully with possibly John Daly, a fellow label mate of ours. And in the meantime, we're going to continue to do showcases in Nashville and around the United States. All right.
Wow, well, I definitely wish you guys the best of luck. I'll be looking around for your gigs that you're going to be playing around the area, and checking out your website too. So yeah, definitely. Now, when it comes to the music that you guys have, okay, the country rock style, it really does resonate with a lot of people, and you've been doing this for a while. So my question is, what advice would you give a new musician who's just getting started, or maybe a new band who's getting put together?
My biggest piece of advice to a musician just starting out in the business is do your research. Do your research on songwriting. Do your research on the record labels. Do your research on, promoting yourself. The artists nowadays have such an advantage as far as all the outlets that you're, allowed to have. I mean, YouTube's your MTV, Spotify and iTunes can be your distribution label. I mean, you can be a one-person machine, but you do have to have a team to back you. So, do your research on great songwriting and promoting yourself, and don't trust every A&R person that says I love this or I love that. If they say that you have an album cut, they're not being nice. That means that they're not hearing a hit single. And so listen to the radio, listen to what's hot. That's probably my best advice, and follow that mantra.
Now, as far as up-and-coming new drummers trying to get into the business, all I can say is practice, practice, practice. Get in front of live crowds as much as possible. Get your stage fright out of the way as soon as you can. As soon as you can get over the stage fright thing, performance is a blast.
As far as I been playing all my life. I've been playing guitar since I was 5 years old. My family on my dad's side we're all musicians, and of course I have been playing guitar now 51 years. And it's a way of life. To me, it's like a martial arts, and what it is, it's like if you want to perfect what you got to do, you'll get a lot of people off your butt, because once they hear you play, then of course they are all your friends instead of wanting to pick on you. Of course, if you want to get keep going, some people always get frustrated when they first start out playing, and they kind of put it down after a while. Me, I just kind of, every time you learn something new, it's inspiring. And of course, when you start learning songs, you start learning how to write songs, and then it's fun once you start learning something new, and you start to articulate how to do your fingers and you work your mind. And to me, I'm basically called when you look at my website, I'm a professor of guitar science, of guitar theory and the applied science. That's what I was saying. But anyway, yeah, always keep up with your chops, always keep it going, and always never give up learning. I learn every day. I still learn.
Yeah, I tell you what, that's some great advice from each and every one of you. Not only do you guys showcase your talents together as a band, but you also each have your own goals in mind, too, when it comes to your own music. And so that shows a lot about each and every one of you. So now your newest single, we're going to take a listen to it. It's called Superstar. And Eddie, could you tell us the story behind this one?
Well, Superstar is a funny song. I can't wait to make the music video for this. Anybody who's within our age range might remember, the 80s with the Cars. Their videos were like really vibrant, really colorful. And the characters in this song are colorful characters. I mean, it's a song based on someone who became famous, and they toured the world, and they had people waiting on them hand and foot, and they could do no wrong. But in the meantime, the guy in the song is basically saying, all right, I'll stand where you want me to stand. I'll say what you want me to say, because these artists are true artists in the beginning, but then they turn into money-making machines for the labels. And suddenly it's, okay, well, we want you, you wrote a hit album last year. We want you to write that same album again this year. We want you to do the same tour. We want you to look the same, blah, 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 blah. So it's kind of a song poking fun at the industry. And at the end of the song, the guy has finally reached a point where he's more content with, playing for 10 people in a bar. And then, at night, he's a little depressed because he goes home alone. But, that's the life of a superstar. You can be number one for weeks, and then the next week, you hit rock bottom. That's just the way the industry is. So it's just kind of a, poking fun at the industry. It's a really fun song.
Yeah, it sounds like an incredible song, and it was a pleasure having you guys here on the show, and this is Superstar by the Eddie T Band. And this is also Emmett Blackwell signing out. Stay creative and stay captivating, my friends.
Well, I'm just saying what you want me to say. It's the words that you wrote down. And okay, I'll stand where you want me to stand. As we're going from town to town, that's the life of a superstar. Airplanes, houses, and fast cars, where there's always groupies at the door. I can't even go to the store. That's the life of a superstar. Well, I'm just looking the way you tell me to look, and I'm just wearing what you tell me to wear. Well, can you tell me, are my teeth wide enough? And do I look good in this tux? Find me a mirror, I need to check my hair. Oh my God, darling, you just look fabulous. Well, that's the life of a superstar. Tour buses, hotels, and dive bars. Well, there's always groupies at the door. I couldn't ask for much more. Well, that's the life of a superstar. Well, it's closing time, the lights are coming on. I guess I'll be leaving after this song. And it gets hard when there's nothing left to hold. I guess this life is getting old. And that's the life of a superstar. Airplanes, houses, and fast cars. And when there's no more groupies at the door, I don't think I can take much more of this life of a superstar.
It's the Emmett Blackwell Show, searching the web for the most creative, intriguing, and captivating people in the world.